Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the John Q. Hammonds Arena on the campus of Union High School for the 6A area championship matchup between the number 6 ranked Bixby Lady Spartans and the number 3 ranked Union ladies basketball team. I'm Jim Douthit. So let's set this up for you. Union came off a dominating performance against Sand Springs Saturday night behind 18 points from Kayla Nelson, and one Jordan Connor, who was a one-woman wrecking crew for the first half of that game, as Union won by 13. And as we welcome in my broadcast partner, Casey Jordan. Casey, let's start there. What was so impressive about Union on Saturday?
You know, I think you kind of said it with Jordan. You know, she came out and she was a force to be reckoned with. She, hit the ground running, and typically she's not, she's never going to lead you in points. And she started out the game, I think, with over half their points in the first half. So she came out and decided to make a statement, but it's their defense. It's that full court press. For the last 2 games, it has just been an unstoppable force, and it's one of those, if it keeps going, it's gonna be a good run for them, because that full court press is it's something I haven't seen in a long time.
Not played as well as what they've played, that's for sure. Now, it should not go without saying that these two teams met in January 9th in the Putnam City Invitational, and Union squeaked out a 47-45 victory. Back then, Bixby was number 9, and Union was ranked number 2. But since that loss to Union, the Lady Spartans have won 8 in a row by an average margin of over 28 points coming into this evening. So, Casey, needless to say, these Lady Spartans are rolling and playing really well.
Yes, they are, and it's one of those, they shoot the ball very well. They have very sound defense and, ball execution on the offensive side as well, so it should be a good game.
So, for sure, so here we go. It's number 6 versus number 3. Winner plays for a state championship. But before we go, I guess it should go without saying that it's ironic, or it's not ironic, that since Union's lost to Edmond North on January 23rd, Union has beat their opponents as well by the same 28 points, Casey. Craziness. The winner moves on.
Something's got to give.
That's it. The winner moves on. It's Bixby and Union on the Union Sports Network coming up next.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the John Q. Hammonds Arena on the campus of Union High School for tonight's OSSAA 6A Girls Area Championship matchup between Bixby and Union. At this time, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem? Having technical difficulties, so we will not have the anthem tonight. We will move straight to starting lineups. First, let's meet the visitors, the Bixby Lady Spartans. At 5'6", a sophomore, number 2, Gentry Baldwin. At 5'7", a senior, number 5, Kate Bradley. At 5'9", a sophomore, number 22, Gracie Warnley. At 6'2", a sophomore, number 23, Meredith Mays. And at 5'10", a sophomore, number 33, Alyssa Nielsen. Head coach Lady Spartans is Tina Thomas, assisted by Kristen Atkinson and Corbin Burchett. now for your Union starting five. At 6 foot, a junior number 0, TK Pitts. At 5'3", a senior number 3, Janiyah Hendricks. At 5'10", a senior number 10, Kaylin Nelson. At 5'9", a junior number 14, Mackenzie Malum. And at 5'10", a senior number 24, Jordan Connor. Head coach for Union is Joe Redmond, assisted by Jim Stacy, Sean Davis, and Taylor Sells.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back as we get ready to tip off for this 6A area championship. Bixby's going to start with Baldwin, Bradley, Wernley, Mays, and Nielsen. Coach Redmond will counter with Pitts, Hendricks, Nelson, Malum, and Connor. It should be mentioned tonight, and we'll see how it works throughout this game, Casey. No Sydney Smith. She is out this evening, and so we'll see what happens. She's a huge presence inside, man.
Yeah, she is, but with that size gone, you add a little bit of speed, and with their full court press that they've been putting on this year, that could play a little bit into a little bit more press tonight than we might have seen in the original.
So Bixby wins the tip. They'll bring it down. They're going to work and drive hard. Blocked there by Pitts, and she's away with it. Nice block there on Wernley, and she's going to take it right in, dish it out. Nelson to Malum, and Malum all by herself. She'll shoot the 3 and splash it home. And we've talked about it before. We want Malum hitting that shot all the time.
Yeah, it's a good sign that she started out opening it up and not afraid to shoot. She seemed a little bit hesitant last game, so if her confidence gets up, she's a force to be reckoned with.
Bixby will work it to the far side, right in front of the Union bench. Now she'll drive. Baldwin, nice little drive and a feed, and boy, that nice little move.
Very nice.
Nice little move by the sophomore, a 5'6" sophomore for Coach Thomas. Now Malum will bring it down. She'll drive herself, dish it out to Pitts. Pitts will shoot the 3, and she's feeling it. 2 for 2 from 3 with Malum and Pitts hitting the long ball, and that's a great sign.
Yeah, she looked a little bit hesitant on that shot, like she didn't want to take it, and then she set her feet, followed through, and nice shot.
Now Wernley inside. They'll dish it back up. 33 takes the shot there, and she'll get the nice little 12-footer. Nielsen with a nice little jumper there. Now Nelson will work. She'll drive and dish it out to Pitts. Pitts will slow it down and survey the floor. Pitts giving some directions. Union sets it up, and I like the slow pace of this. They're really looking to work it inside. Now Connor will get it, and she'll drive inside 1-on-3. She'll shoot it up. Thought she had something there, but Bixby comes away with it. Now Baldwin. Baldwin will throw it back. Drive inside, and they'll get it to go. Nice drive there, I believe. That was Mays again as well. No, that's a lie. That was Kate Bradley with the dish. That was kind of screened a little bit by one of our officials.
Yeah, she has quite the height advantage on Hendricks, so that's going to be if they can get her one-on-one, that's going to be a matchup they're going to want to try to exploit.
And as I look over the roster for both squads, I just wanted to deduce that it looks pretty bright for both teams as Kaylin Nelson's inside, with Coach Thomas only having 3 seniors, and the same for Coach Redmond, and both of these squads are going to return a lot of kids next year. So as I look ahead, even though this game's only 3 minutes in, the future's bright for both programs.
Yeah, this should be a fun matchup in the future years.
Ball will be awarded back to Union. Nelson will give it to Malum, and Malum will quarterback it, and we've seen her do it all year, Casey. Coach Redmond wants the ball in Malum's hands to bring it up over the line and set it all up. Now to Nelson. Nelson inside, blocked out there nicely. And a good job heard it there to kick it out. Now Nelson will take the 3. Oh, and she's feeling it. She's got 5.
Nelson's one of those that she can take over a game very quick, and if she gets to moving and rolling, she's really fun to watch.
There's a steal. Hendricks away all by herself, and she can't get it to go. But a nice job there by Hendricks. She got the ball, and she just raced down the court, and that's what you were talking about. We're giving up the size with Smith being out, but we're getting the speed definitely in Hendricks.
Yeah, she adds a different element to this defense, and, whenever they go to that full court press, you can see her kind of roaming around looking for those, what I call, not necessarily cheap steals, but, because with her height, she kind of blends in, so she can kind of find a little zone, hide out, and read a pass just like she did there, get a good jump on it, and take it down.
She'll shoot the second of two. She missed the first one. And she'll get the nice roll there. She'll go 1 for 2, and now back to that full court press, and we'll see how Bixby handles it. There's the steal. Malum came up away with it, gave it to Pitts. Pitts to Nelson. Now Nelson's going to drive the Old Dominion product, gets in there, and the foul. And she'll go to the line and shoot 2, and I was getting ready to say, let's see how Bixby handles the full court press. I think we just found out.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want to settle in and, try to do what the last 2 games that they just couldn't do, and that's try to figure out a way to handle this press, because when these girls get to putting that much pressure on, they're tough.
Now Malum will control. Connor will set up the screen. They're trying to pick and roll there, but that didn't work out. Now Nelson will control on the far side. She's going to shoot the big 3. Off, rebound there. Bixby comes away with it. Sure thought Pitts had a little bit of room there to get that ball, but it was a nice job by Kate Bradley to come away with it for Bixby. Now Wernley to the far side. The drive for Baldwin. Baldwin's got a nice little step.
Yes, she does. She has a quick first step. Hendricks tried to use the baseline as another defender, but whenever Baldwin planted her foot, she didn't hesitate and drove the baseline and made a very nice play.
Now Pitts will set it up. Nelson wanting her to come that way, but Pitts says, no, I want to do something else. Far side to Malum. Malum will drive, take the little shooter floater, get it to go there. Nice little 10-footer right inside in the paint. And it's 14-8 with 3:10 remaining here in the first. And this game has not disappointed so far, Casey.
No, both of these teams are playing tough and executing like they want.
Foul will be charged to Baldwin there on the push. And the fans behind us are just going a little bit bananas. And this is going to be a long game if that happens all the time.
Yeah, they didn't like the call, but they're not too shy back there.
No, they're not at all. Not at all. As Malum will set it up now. She's flashing some fingers. She wants something done here. There's Pitts. Baseline, she can't get it to go. She'll follow it. And there's the foul on Pitts. And much to the liking of the Bixby fans behind us.
Yeah, they seem to like that call a little bit more.
They liked it a little bit more. Well, it's either good or it's horrible, folks.
It's you can't make everybody happy.
That's
and
true.
It's one of those situations to where half the time you're a good guy, half the time you're a bad guy. So
Pitts will have a seed. Highshaw will come in. Bixby is still with their starting 5. 2:28 now here, left in the first. Around to Bradley. Bradley over this side to Baldwin. Baldwin, the nice first step. Give it back to Bradley. Bradley drives, uses the glass, can't get it to go. Rebound there by Nelson. Nelson to Malum, and Malum's looking for the big cross-court pass to Hendricks. Hendricks back to Nelson. Nelson to Malum. Malum all by herself. Nothing but net. Beautifully done, great ball movement, and it was really set up by that bomb by Malum.
Yeah,
got everybody focused on Hendricks.
She's very smart whenever she comes down. She has a good court IQ. She doesn't necessarily make bad passes, so, if she sees something, she's not afraid to throw it.
Gentry Baldwin comes back with 3, and Baldwin's got 7 of the 11 for the Spartans. And Kayla Nelson steps out of bounds there. Kate Bradley will bring it up. They'll work it to the far side. Wernley looks, Tries to get it inside. Now Bradley. Bradley with a nice drive and a nice moves. Can't get it to go, and Nelson with the rebound. It was a good look for Kate Bradley on that when she just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, she found a nice open lane, tried to go across her body with a reverse, and almost went in, but it was very good penetration, good ball movement, and something that Bixby's going to be happy with whenever they look back at it.
Coming up on a minute to play here in the first quarter, Coach Redmond telling Kaylin Nelson what he wants them to do. She'll direct a little traffic. Highshaw, Connor, Malum, and Hendricks join Kaylin Nelson on the floor. 45 to play now. Highshaw now with the drive. Can't get it to go. Stolen there by Bixby, and boy, she looked like she was a little bit indecisive on what she wanted to do with that, as I believe Hendricks is going to get charged with a foul. That's a lie. It was Jordan Connor who got charged with a foul there. 2 fouls for Union, 3 fouls for Bixby right now, team fouls. Not a big deal early on. Pretty clean basketball for the most part, Casey.
Yeah, you can live with that foul count. It's one that it's not getting up in the bonus points like some of the ones we've seen early on. So
now Baldwin to get it up high. They'll work it. Wernley, some fancy moves. She didn't get anything to happen, so she'll give it back to Baldwin, and they'll slow it down. They're going to look for the last shot. Baseline, drive, can't get it to go. Rebound there. 6 seconds, 5. Malum up ahead. She's going fast. Up off the glass, and it's good at the buzzer. Great job there defensively. Malum gets the rebound and brings it all the way, or I should say Nelson gets the rebound, gets it all the way up. And the lead is 8 for Union. We'll take a timeout here. It's the 6A Area Championship live from the UMAC on the Union Sports Network.
For more than 50 years, Central States Orthopedics and Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center have been the area's leading orthopedic and sports medicine providers. And now, we've joined forces as Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. One name, one focus. Excellent orthopedic and sports medicine care. Together, we serve as the team physicians for almost every high school and university in the region. We are the area's leading expert for work-related injuries, and our surgical hospital is the only 5-star rated hospital in Tulsa. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Come see why we're better together.
Welcome back for the second quarter action here. As Jamari Harris checks in for Coach Redmond, and she'll throw it into Malum. So Harris, Highshaw, Connor, Nelson, and Malum on the floor for Coach Redmond, and Malum will control. Now to Nelson, outside, and there's going to be a walk. There's a little travel by Harris, and looked like she wanted to shoot the jumper there, but decided to put it on the floor and took too many steps.
yeah, sometimes whenever you hesitate right there, you forget that you've already had 1 foot planted. So whenever you drive, that's automatically going to be a called travel.
Now Baldwin will control it. Far side to Bradley. Bradley back inside to Nielsen. Nielsen back out to Bradley. Air ball there, but rebound by Mays. Back out high. And Kaylin Nelson comes away with it. Up to Malum. Malum with a nice drive there and can't get it to go, but rebound Connor. Connor back up. She can't get it to go. It's tipped around, but Connor gets her own rebound. Great hustle there by Jordan Connor to keep that ball with a possession for Union. Now Malum will set it up. Nice defense by Baldwin, and she's doing it on both sides of the floor for Bixby there, Casey. Another rebound by Connor, and she'll take it back up. Can't get it to go, but she'll get her own rebound. And she is just taken over just like we saw the last game.
I've said it probably every game, and I'll continue to say it, so hopefully it doesn't get annoying, but she reminds me so much of Dennis Rodman out there. She's not the biggest girl, but she controls the boards for an undersized guard, and it's something that you don't see too often, and it's a beautiful sight.
Fancy pass there, can't be handled. and Harris and Pitts check back in for Coach Redmond as Connor and Highshaw have a seat. And I tell you what, I'm going to disagree with Coach Redmond taking Connor out of the game at this point because, man, from an offensive board rebounding perspective, she's got like 4.
And she had 3 on that possession.
That's exactly what I mean. Now Bradley has got the ball. They're going to work it inside. And I was wondering when they were going to start going to Mays inside. Meredith Mays at 6'2", happens to be the tallest young lady on the floor. And they're finally working it inside.
Yeah, Highshaw has a tough battle right there. You know, you're going one-on-one against a girl that has a 4-inch reach on you. So, you know, it's one of those that if you're looking at it, as long as that matchup is there, you're going to go to it.
She'll shoot the second of 2. 19-11, 6:14 remaining here in the first half. 19-12 now. Malum, far side to Hendricks. Hendricks back to Nelson, and Nelson will set it up to Malum, and they'll work up here high, trying to free up Nelson for something. They do, nice little turnaround jumper, and it's good. And Nelson's got 7. Malum with 10, Nelson with 7, so 17 of the 21 coming from 2 players. Not quite that surprising, but they're playing really well. They got a hot hand right now.
Yeah, and it's one that you want to keep feeding.
Baldwin with a nice dish inside. Bixby can't get it to go. Big girl gets the rebound. She'll dish it out, and there's the 3 ball. Kate Bradley, nice job there by Meredith Mays to pull the rebound down, kick it out for a nice 3.
Yeah, she caught that in rhythm, and, you know, that she's one that we talked about in pregame. You know, the way she was shooting, she looked like she was feeling it early on. So, you know, if she catches that in rhythm, it looks like that's going to be an easy bucket for her about every opportunity she can.
Now Pitts, work baseline. She'll drive the baseline, kick it out to Hendricks. Hendricks over to Malum. Malum for 3. That's going to be off. Rebound there, nicely done, and back in. Aubrey Highshaw with a nice rebound and put back. 23-15 now, Union. Kate Bradley brings it in. Mays over to Wernley. Wernley with the drive. She'll dish it back to Mays. Mays over to Bradley. Now Bradley works over to Baldwin. Baldwin will dish it out. She's thinking about the 3, but she puts it down on the floor. Pitts knocks it away, and it's over. It's over. Over and back, and Union will cause the turnover there. It's quick feet by TK Pitts, Casey.
Yes, it was. It was a good defensive possession right there. They really closed the lanes. They didn't give them good open opportunities. So, you know, as long as that defense can keep moving their feet like they are, it's a good sign for them early on.
So while we got a minute, the Union boys basketball team will play tomorrow night in Owasso for their chance to continue their season as they take on Sand Springs. That tip-off is at 8 o'clock out in Owasso, so good luck to Coach Garcia and the boys. And a shout-out real quick to Coach Newkirk and the Union baseball's team as they started out their season 2-0 by beating Sapulpa on Monday and Tuesday night, 6-0 and 13-7 respectively. So that's a nice start there, Casey, for the boys baseball team.
Yeah, you know, from the outside looking in, beating Sapulpa, they're a very good team, but, you know, whenever you can kind of get that confidence going and getting those bats hot, you know, that's a good sign early on for the boys.
Especially a 6-0 winning in the first game. That shows a little defense, and anytime you could shut out a team, that says a lot about what you're doing early on.
Defense and pitching.
Now Pitts. Pitts will control it as we're back to basketball. Hendricks, Pitts, Connor, Malum, and Highshaw. Do a little spinorama there. Pitts gets open. Boy, all she had to do was turn around and shoot it. And that was an errant shot. I don't think she realized how wide open she was. It kind of startled her. Now Baldwin will bring it down. They'll slow it down. Turnaround, Jay there, and 3. Kate Bradley with 3. And Bradley's got 8 for Bixby. Now Hendricks. Hendricks thought about driving it. She slows it down and brings it back out, and that's a good call. She had nothing there, so she just decided to put it on the floor and bring it back out and slow it down. Now Connor and Hendricks and Pitts. Pitts will bring it to this side. She'll give it to Connor. Hendricks now to Pitts. Connor's all alone. She's going to give it to her. Boy, I wanted her to shoot the three there, but Connor decided to drive. It took too many steps, and all she had to do was pull that down. It seemed like that would have been a pretty easy three for her to take.
Yeah, they looked like they were trying to suck the defense in. They had Malum sitting in the corner kind of waiting to catch it in rhythm. So they were pulling the defense to that side of the court to throw that cross-court pass and hit her in stride.
Baldwin will bring it down. They'll set it up with just at 3 minutes remaining here in the first half, 23-18. Thanks for joining Casey Jordan and myself here on the Union Sports Network. Glad to have you along, and it's been a great season of basketball, Casey, here at the UMAC, that's for sure.
Yeah, these ladies are fun to watch.
Now around the side, Bradley over to Baldwin. Baldwin inside there to Mornley. Mornley will drive a little bit in. She's working hard on Pitts. Pitts, great defense. They'll throw it up high, and Baldwin will set it back up. Try to find something. Boy, she's left all alone, and can't leave that young lady alone like that. And the lead is now only 2 for Union. It was as high as 8, I believe.
The Baldwin and Bradley show.
Inside to Connor, Connor to Hendricks. Hendricks will shoot the three, can't get it to go, and Bixby will come away with a chance to tie or possibly take the lead. Long pass up ahead to Bradley. Bradley slows it down, gets it inside. Nice drive there, and we're tied. Great ball movement by Bixby.
Yes, it was. I don't think the ball touched the floor one time on that possession, and great ball movement, great ball execution.
And we're knotted at 23, and I think it's something that we thought was going to happen. This last time, as we said earlier in the broadcast, Union came away with a 2-point victory, and it was a dogfight during the Putnam City Invitational. With 1:35 now remaining here, we're knotted at 23, and Kaylin Nelson's going to survey the floor. Now Pitts. Pitts up high to Malum. Malum over to Nelson. Nelson's taking her time, seeing what she can set up. Now Nelson to Pitts. Pitts over to Hendricks. Coach Redmond giving some orders. Nelson brings it back to this side, and they'll switch up the offensive look a little bit, Casey.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of just getting a little bit stale in this offensive possession. You know, they're not moving the ball like they typically do and kind of running that pick and roll style offense, and it's just more of a running the clock down and trying to get this to half.
40 seconds now. And you're right, and this will be the first time in a long time that we've seen them slow it down for well over a minute.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Bixby fans don't like it, but guess what? If they're in Bixby, that's a different thing that they're singing right now.
Yeah, you know, they're trying to get her to do something that she's not going to do, and, you know, I don't blame them. They,
Nope.
you know, if you can psych them out and get them to force up a shot that's not a shot that they want, you know, you might as well give it a chance.
The Old Dominion product not fazed by the crowd from Bixby. Now she'll go to work with 5 seconds. She'll sit back, shoot the three. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Bixby comes away with it. And Coach Redmond applauds. He's happy with that. And so is the Bixby bench and the Bixby fans. 23 all as we go to half. It's the 6A Area Championship right here on the Union Sports Network. Well, welcome back inside the John Q. Hammonds Arena for second half action. Thanks for joining us alongside Casey Jordan. I'm Jim Douthit here on the Union Sports Network. And really, Casey, it was a tale of the quarters, if you would, from a statistical standpoint.
Yeah,
As, you know, Union, that's okay. Union shoot the lights out first quarter. Bixby turns around, does it in the second quarter. What do you see?
Yeah, you know, in the first quarter, Union was shooting 80% from the three-point line and 70% overall. So, you know, that's a good way to start the first quarter. But the second quarter, you know, they didn't shoot too well, where Bixby turned around and, you know, they shot 75% from the three-point line and over almost 60% for the quarter. So it definitely was a tale of two quarters. And, you know, you'd like to see who kind of starts this one out and gets it rolling. But it's really been the Bradley and Baldwin show for Bixby tonight.
And she's got the ball, and she'll dish it out to the aforementioned Bradley. Now Bradley up ahead to Wernley. Wernley back to Bradley, and she'll drive, Bradley up. Can't get it to go. Comes away with it. Hendricks with the great hustle up ahead. Can't get it to go. Connor with the rebound. Even though Hendricks couldn't get it to go, and then she'll throw it away. Didn't quite see the floor like she wanted it to. There's a basket, can't fall, but great hustle and rebound there by the 6'2 Mays. And Bixby will keep it alive. Now Baldwin to Bradley. Baldwin and Bradley have combined for 18 of the 23 points for Bixby, hence the reason you're saying it's the Baldwin and Bradley show there, Casey. Now nice turnaround jumper, can't get that to go. Kayla Nelson, she'll come away with the ball, and she's gonna push it. Malum back to Nelson. Nelson with Pitts to her left. Hands it up to Malum, and then they'll set it up. Inside to Pitts, Pitts can't handle it. And Bixby comes away with it. The three ball there, nice. And Wernley gets the three, and Bixby gets the lead for the first time in this game.
Yeah, you'd like to see TK get a little bit more involved here in the second half. You know, she only had 3 points in the first half, which isn't, you know, typical for her. So you could see her trying to get a little bit more involved. You know, you just hope that she doesn't come out and try to force it to get herself involved.
Now Nelson, the aforementioned Pitts, is all by herself on the far side, and nobody can seem to find her. Boy, she is all by her lonesome over there. Like to see some of those cross-court passes that we saw in the game that got him here. But a different strategy tonight by Coach Redmond, as Connor will get the ball, and they have flat slowed the pace down. Great defense, though, by Bixby, not giving Union anything to work with. There's Nelson. Now she'll drive baseline, up underneath, partially blocked there. And the fans love it. Now Nelson tries to strip the ball, but great ball control there by Bradley as she'll get it to Baldwin, and that was really nicely done.
Yeah, TK was sneaking up on the back, and no one really was yelling wolf, but she had good court presence and, you know, could feel the steps coming and got out of a jam that she didn't look like she was going to get out of.
There's Malum for three. Can't get it to go. Connor with the hustle and the rebound, and she'll step out of bounds. And here we go with the full court press, and I was just going to ask you, when has Coach Redmond come back to that?
Yeah, he didn't employ it too much in that first half, and, you know, I wasn't really sure why. You have a lot of speed out there.
And there it is. You go to the full court press, and they turn it over, and that's something we'd like to see him get back to.
Yeah, it's been a very good tool in their utility belt, and it's one that I know I already said it, but I was really shocked that they didn't use it much in that first half.
There's Pitts with the rebound. She'll jump and get it to go. And Coach Redmond's going to take a timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. 4:47 remaining here in the third. Bixby on top by 1 on the Union Sports Network.
So we got some upcoming broadcasts coming. March 9th, Union Soccer plays host to Owasso, and you can join Brandon McCombs and Sidekick to be named later for those games with the girls at 6 p.m. and the boys at 8 p.m. Then on March 11th, we will bring you a double header of slow pitch softball as Union plays host to BA with the first pitch of the game. One coming to you at 4 p.m.
Thanks, Casey. Yeah, that's what's coming up here on the Union Sports Network. Down by 1 is Union. And we expected this based on what we saw in the game that was played earlier this year. It's worth mentioning again that nice job inside there by Meredith Mays. It's worth mentioning again that after Union's defeat of Bixby, Bixby went on an 8-0 run and outbeat their opponent by 28 points. So Bixby was playing very, very well coming into this, and we could see why.
Yeah, you know, they play a little bit different style than Union does. You know, Union is much more of a full court press defense, much more of a run and gun offense, where Bixby, you know, they want to slow things down and, you know, great ball execution, getting the ball to their lanes. I mean, you can see that from just the second quarter. You know, Union took 12 shots, Bixby took 7. So they like to play a little bit slower offense, you know, ball execution, great ball screens, high pick and rolls, that type of offense. Really get their girls a good open look and not force things.
Bixby will get it in. Ball was last touched by Kaylin Nelson, so that's why it was awarded back to Bixby, much to the chagrin of Kaylin. And there's a travel. Wow, Kate Bradley with something that I can't imagine that young lady does that very often.
Yeah.
Got called for the travel there.
Not for sure what he saw there, and I think some of the fans are asking the same thing. It looked like he was saying she drug her foot, but, you know, from my understanding, you can drag it as long as it doesn't lift, so.
We'll see now. Malum inside to Connor. Connor goes to work. Nice little floater there. And boy, you want to see that inside presence, because if we can work it inside, that's going to free up some outside shots for Malum to take, and we need her to start hitting some threes and getting this into a rhythm again.
Yeah, you know, definitely like to see Connor play like she does. She plays, you know, I've said it once, I'll say it 100 more times, plays bigger than she is. So she had a nice screen, nice roll, and
there's a big 3 ball by Wernley, and Wernley's got 6. Now up ahead to Hendricks. Hendricks will shoot the 3 and splash it home. And right back to the full court press is Union, but Bixby nicely done. They get it out. Quick little jumper there, can't get it to go. Rebound by the big, and a block by Pitts. Oh, and a big block there by Pitts, coming all the way back down. And she'll get it now. She'll take the floater, can't get that one to go. There's Nelson, and she can't get that rebound. But boy, that was hustled by Pitts. And they're gonna go back to the full court again. 31-30. And if you hear anything, I apologize from the fans behind us. They're not very happy, and you may have heard things that Casey and I aren't going to say on the air.
yeah, they're not too happy with that call, and, you know, I hate to
Classy fans they are.
I hate to say it, but I kind of agree with them. It looked like Pitts got a lot of arm on that shot. And,
right.
You know, I believe they saw what I saw, but, you know, as a Union, you don't want to argue it. You know,
right.
This isn't that Adidas commercial where they show good sportsmanship on that side.
That's for sure. Now Nelson will go to work. She'll give it to Malum. Malum back to Nelson. And the one thing that I can say that we've seen all year out of Union is being physical. They've played very physical basketball, and it looks like they're going back to that now. And Connor with the rebound, and she'll get it back, and we'll go up by 1, 32-31. And a foul will be charged to Nelson. It's going to be the reach in, and that's Nelson's second, but the team's first. And Bixby hasn't had one foul called on them.
I would say knock on wood, but, you know. You know, I try not to be biased. I try to call it fair and say what, you know, I believe is happening, so sometimes I probably shouldn't.
You're doing a great job, sir. Now Bixby in control. Down by 1, as we're going to have a number of lead changes throughout the rest of this game, I imagine. Now Baldwin with a nice move. Gentry Baldwin. And Baldwin's got 12.
She's got such a quick first step. Once she plants that foot, she's not indecisive. She plants and she goes.
Nelson for 3. That didn't go, and Highshaw with a nice hustle there, but ball will be awarded back to Bixby. TK Pitts will have a seat, and Janiyah Hendricks will check back in for Coach Redmond. Full court press again. Going to make Bixby, it looks like, work at least the rest of this quarter, the full length of the floor. And a nice move there by Meredith Mays. And really a good job for Nelson not to foul her.
Yeah,
Nelson turns around and won. And she's got a nice little step, and she'll get an extra shot out of this with a chance to tie it.
Bixby's done something, though, that we haven't seen. They found a recipe to break that full court press, and I think after this quarter we might not see that much, because those last 3 possessions they've broke it, and if their trailer would have had their head up, they had a girl wide open underneath down here. And
Pitts will check back in. Highshaw will have a seat. And now you got 2 players deep, where we only saw Nelson back there by herself. Connor steps back, and there you go. They quickly get away from it.
Yeah, those last 3 possessions, Bixby did a very good job of breaking that press, and it's, in my opinion, it's a smart decision to kind of get out of that, because you don't want to just keep letting them get a 3-on-2 situation with that trailer coming down with their head up.
Baldwin and Bradley. They'll set the screen there. Bradley with a dish out. Can't get that one to go. Rebound there. Connor to Hendricks. Nicely done. Up ahead to Pitts. 1 second. Shoots it away and can't get it to go. And we're knotted at 35. It's going to come down to the wire, my friend. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. It's the 6A Area Championship on the Union Sports Network.
Finding your happy place is something special, and it's different for everyone. You probably already know where to find yours, and TTCU Federal Credit Union can help you get there. Right now, you can earn up to a $200 bonus when you open a new checking account with direct deposit. So wherever your happy place finds you, TTCU will meet you there. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Well, if you expected anything less out there, I'm not too sure that you're a true basketball fan, because we're knotted at 35 between the number 3 ranked Union ladies basketball team and the 6th ranked Bixby Lady Spartans. And this has been absolutely fun to call and fun to watch, Casey.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoy a nice 28-point win, but games like this are, extremely fun to watch. And
Highshaw gets to check back in as Connor has a seat. Boy, she went straight down.
yeah, she did. You definitely don't like to see that. Connor, her presence inside on the boards is something that you can't replace.
So we'll see. She'll get looked at, and we're going to play on. Pitts, Highshaw, Nelson, Hendricks, and Malum on the floor for Coach Redmond.
Bradley and Baldwin have really, been shooting lights out, and they're having them a very nice game. So somebody's going to have to counter those 2.
For sure, they've got 20 of the 35. But I'll tell you as well, Bixby starting to work it inside, and that was just what I was talking about. Boy, she had a nice look there in Nielsen, but she couldn't get it to go. Now Pitt's up ahead. Pitt's right at the free throw line, didn't pull the trigger. Back to Hendricks, and Hendricks will set it up. She'll bring it out to the middle. Malum will tell him where to go, and Hendricks will set it up. She'll give it to Nelson. Now Nelson inside, working that baseline again, partially blocked, but she gets her own rebound. Great job there. It was a nice block by Mays, but Nelson fouled her ball and able to put it back, and they go up by 4.
Yeah, she played a little bit of bully ball there. She, said, kind of get out of my way, and I'm gonna put in work.
She did it there. Now Baldwin and Bradley. They'll work it up high to Wernley. Wernley now with the drive, and that's going to be a foul. Pitts will get charged with it, called with the foul, and Wernley will go and shoot 2. Probably a good call.
Yeah, it looked like she got a little bit of the arm. At least from our angle, it was tough to see. But, in those situations, whenever you see the ball fly up like it did and arm stay down, that's typically a good sign that you got more arm than ball.
As we got a second here, we want to give some congratulations to our OSSA swim team, our union swim team, as the girls finished state runner-up and the boys finished 5th. Senior and one of my former students, Courtney Posey, won a state champion in the girls 200-meter freestyle. Senior Danley Sibley won 2 championships in the 200-meter freestyle and the 500-meter freestyle. So congratulations to them. Great swimmers and a great swim team and a successful season for those folks. Now for 3, and a big air ball there. And a rebound by Baldwin, and she's got 14. The lead is 1. Coach Redmond telling TK where he wants her to go. Now Nelson, turnaround jumper. That wasn't the greatest shot selection for her. And May's got a piece of it. Now Wernley. They're starting to work it a little bit more to Wernley and allowing her to have a little different look for Coach Thomas.
Yeah, they're trying to force that in. They feel like they have a mismatch right there.
And there's a foul on Baldwin. 2 fouls there. And the coach is not happy at all.
Yeah, Coach Thomas isn't too happy with that possession. She thought her girl got tripped and pushed in the back end, and then, with that foul right there, it wasn't a good possession for her squad. And
Coach Redmond gets a timeout there just as Malum was getting ready to lose the ball. So a great job by the coach. Hey, let's talk a little wrestling real quick, because the boys wrestling has 5 state qualifiers. Casey, I know this is one of your favorite sports. They'll compete on Saturday in Oklahoma City. Senior Jared Gillum at the 120 weight, Noah Smith, the junior, at the 152 weight, and then we've got a sophomore and Michael Foster at 145, and a freshman, Krishawn Mayberry, at the 195 rate, and sending 5 from Union. That's something big for our wrestling program.
Yeah, definitely when you have a freshman going in at 195, that's a heavier weight class for a high school, and typically, at least in the state of Oklahoma, that's a very talent-driven weight. So having a freshman that can qualify for state at that weight class is a good sign for Union moving forward.
Well, and you mentioned something. I'm going to give your Vian Wolverines a little shout out. You tweeted out something about their wrestling program. That's kind of neat.
They had two women place 2nd and 3rd in their respective weight classes in the first ever state women's wrestling tournament. So that was really cool to see. I do my best to continue to follow their wrestling program, as I was in it for 15 years. So I enjoy watching it, and they got a very good coaches down there, very good program, and they're going to keep feeding them.
So we're back to basketball here. Pitts turned it over, and Bixby came away with it, and they'll set it up. And it looks like a man-to-man kind of scenario. We're working with some defense. Now Nelson comes away with the rebound. She's going to push it up the floor. She's got Hendricks to her right. Hendricks will get the ball. She's going to shoot the 3, and good! Janiyah Hendricks with a nice stroke. and she's got 7.
She has shot it very well from the 3 tonight. And, you know, if she keeps getting those open looks, they're going to keep green-lighting her and letting her take that shot.
Well, and like you said, she kind of hides. She's the first one down the floor, and they leave her all by herself. They don't even realize she's there.
Yeah, you know, you have disadvantages whenever you have a height like she does, but there's also advantages. You can blend in within lanes. You can find open areas where they can't see you, and you know that's something that she's doing, and she's playing very smart tonight. You like to see it from her.
Now with 3:41 turnover, Bixby throws it away. And Coach Thomas is going to call a timeout. And you know what? I don't know if we're going to get another timeout here, Casey, so let's take it ourselves. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching the 6A Area Championship on the Union Sports Network.
For more than 50 years, Central States Orthopedics and Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center have been the area's leading orthopedic and sports medicine providers. And now, we've joined forces as Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. One name, one focus. Excellent orthopedic and sports medicine care. Together, we serve as the team physicians for almost every high school and university in the region. We are the area's leading expert for work-related injuries, and our surgical hospital is the only 5-star rated hospital in Tulsa. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Come see why we're better together.
Coming out of that timeout, Casey, Coach Thomas called that for her Bixby Lady Spartans, and she probably just wanted to get them to calm down and refocus because they played one heck of a game, but they've seen a little frustrated in the last minute and a half or so.
Yeah, that last minute and a half to 2 minutes, they didn't like the calls that were kind of coming their way. They, didn't like the possessions that they had. So, I think it was a smart call, get them to calm down, get them to readjust and say, hey, we're not out of this. There's plenty of time the way that we've been playing and shooting. Let's just play our game and continue to do what we do.
Now Nelson goes to work on the 6'2 Mays, and she'll turn the ball over. Up ahead is Bixby. It's going to be 2-on-3. Up, and the foul. Hendricks will take the foul there. Wernley will go to the line and shoot 2. And I'm pretty sure that's not who you want to send to the line.
No, but that was a smart play there by
Hendricks.
Yeah, she got her. I thought she got her feet set, but I think she was outside of the box. So, even if you do have your feet set, being outside like that, you can't draw that there. But she hustled down. She tried to get that for her. So, great bang hustle play. So you can't complain too much about it.
Wernley will make the 2. And Bixby is down by 2 now. Bixby goes to a full court press. We'll see how Union controls it. Now Hendricks brings it across, and no trouble there for Union to get it up across halfway. Now Hendricks. Hendricks goes in. She'll dribble around a little bit, bring it back up, and Nelson will take control. Nelson drives, dishes to Malum. Malum drives, gives it back to Hendricks. Now Hendricks drives, looks for the nice little baseline pass inside. Nelson can't get it to go, but that was a really good look for Hendricks.
Yeah, it was, but, that right there is a prime example of Jordan Connor. You need her out there. That's a rebound that she would have pulled down, and, it's no disrespect to these other ladies, but, Jordan Connor underneath that rim is a force, and that presence has been missed so far.
We'll see with 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes now remaining here, as it's coming down to the end. And we're knotted at 42-40, I should say. Union up by 2. There's the drive and a nice finish there by Kate Bradley. And Bradley's got 10. Now up ahead to Nelson. Nelson's going to go right to the hole, and the foul will be charged to Meredith Mays. I don't believe that's going to be a shooting foul, though.
No, it looked like a possession foul.
Yep. 3 aside for fouls, team fouls, so we're quite a ways away from any kind of one-on-one or one-and-one situations.
Yeah, the fans really haven't been too happy with the fouls, but if you're looking at it from a number standpoint, they're not really calling them. Well, they're letting these girls play, and, me personally, I enjoy it. I love, a lot of fouls really messes with rhythm, and it can really offset a game. So letting them play, letting them have a good time, and I'm here for it.
While you were talking, Hendricks, the smallest lady on the floor, got the rebound, went up with a nice move, couldn't get it to go. Pitts with the rebound, and she missed it, but she'll go to the line and shoot two. And Bixby's going to take a timeout with 1:28 remaining. And you know what? We're going to keep it right here, Casey, because we got a whole lot to talk about. You mentioned soccer coming up. Brandon McCombs will have the call. We've already talked about wrestling. We want to talk about the Union boys tennis team got off to a good start this week as they finished second. And in their hosting of the Union Classic, the Invitational this past Tuesday. So congratulations to the boys tennis team for a good start. And baseball, back to baseball. Union's baseball have its first official home game, we're going to call it, and that's going to be at One Oak Field on Monday, March 8th. First pitch coming at 5:30. Now, the weather looks fantastic for this. It's going to be sunny and 69 degrees, so the first pitch comes at 5:30 if you could join us at One Oak. Just a little heads up that our field that's been worked on over a year now, baseball field is not quite finished. We're hoping to get that open, and our first games, home games, will be over spring break of all times. Now the ladies, I believe the ladies got to start tonight, a little slow pitch softball. They broke in their new field out behind the Freshman Academy. Haven't seen an update from them, but it's slow pitch time for the ladies. So lots of spring sports. I think we're going to be pretty busy, sir.
Yep, with baseball coming up, softball coming up, it's a fun season, one of my favorite seasons. So, I'm going to personally enjoy watching them play at One Oak Stadium Monday night, and it's going to be perfect weather. And you mentioned spring break. If you're a baseball fan, especially of high school, you don't know what spring break is.
That's right. That's right. Now it's kind of unique for us because usually Coach Newkirk and Coach Brown get to take the kids down to Florida, and they play in some tournaments in Florida, and it's some great bonding time. But obviously with COVID and all the restrictions going on, they're going to stay home and play 3 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now TK misses, but she hustles and gets her own rebound, and she'll throw it back out to Malum with 1:23 remaining. That's a huge possession. And there's a trip and a foul, and Nelson stepped out of bounds. Nelson stepped out of bounds, and Coach Redmond can't believe what he saw. It sure looked like a trip.
Yeah, he had a way better view than we did, so, it's one of those that if he's arguing it, it's probably, in his mind, a legitimate reason. So you definitely don't like to see that. They were going to try to drain that clock and run it down as much as they could. So
now Baldwin in control, and they could play for the last shot here.
Baldwin and Bradley, those two right now, those are going to be your go-to. So keeping them out of the lane, not letting them get an easy look at a bucket will be key to Union's defense right here.
Inside, ball out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover to Union with 40 seconds left to play. And the fans finally on Union side come alive a little bit as Bixby will go to a full court press. And Coach Redmond will call a timeout with 40.4 seconds to play. And what is he going to draw up here, Casey?
They're going to go to a full court press, so you're going to get something that's going to get the ball into your better free throw shooters' hands, because Bixby's going to want to try to foul here. They're not going to let that clock drain. You got 40 seconds down by 1. You don't want to foul, but it's early, and you're not in the doubles yet, so getting them a good opportunity. So trying to keep it in Malum, TK's hands, someone that you can really trust to hit those threes, because coming down the stretch, you're going to need them.
So 4 team fouls for Bixby, 3 for Union. So both teams got a lot to give, if you will. And so we could foul quite a ways until you go to the free throw line. That's for sure.
Yeah, you definitely want to put pressure on them. I mean, you're going to try to get them to force a turnover to get the ball back. Not having a shot clock, I'm not too big of a fan of draining that down for the last second. The way this game's been going, you want to try to get some points and get your defense back out there, because they've done a phenomenal job tonight on defense. Holding Union to 43 points is not an easy task. So
Coach Redmond sets up in the I formation. Little football reference there for you, Casey. There's a foul quickly. And we said it was going to happen.
Yeah, my generation doesn't know too much about the I formation. It's more of a shotgun type generation for us.
He'll set it up in the eye again, channeling my inner Toby Rowland. And there's a foul quickly again, and that'll be the the sixth team foul. And that Bixby's been a good job. They've only drained off about 2 seconds here.
Yeah, but that's Baldwin's fourth, so now you don't want her to foul, so if I'm Union, I'm going at Malum. I'm going at whoever's on Baldwin to try to get her out of the game right here.
Now Pitts up ahead to Nelson. Nelson over the line with Pitts. In the corner there, slow it down. You got 25 seconds, and there's a foul. Foul on Kate Bradley, and TK will go to the line and shoot shoot 1 and 1. My apologies. Bradley's third, team 7th at the half, and we go to 1 and 1. This could be a big bucket right here, Casey.
Yes, it could.
TK will take her time. Dribbles 3 times, and it's away. Nicely done there, and she'll get another one. That's pressure by the junior. She answered the call, at least on that part. See what we can do here now. You want to make this shot, right? It's not, I'm going to miss on purpose and try to get a rebound.
No, you want to separate that with the 3, because then you're forcing them to either get in a and one situation or force a 3. So
she can't get it to go. With 20 seconds, here comes Bixby. Up ahead is Bradley. Bradley over to Baldwin. Baldwin works inside. Go to the line. Can't get it to go. Nelson with a rebound. 12 seconds. Nelson comes away with it. Great rebound there by Nelson, and she's going to go to the line and shoot 1 and 1. Boy, and that was a great look inside. I'm really surprised that Mays missed that shot. She's been money inside most of the night. Bixby will take a timeout, and I believe that's going to be their final timeout. Nope, that's a lie. I believe they've got one more. Yeah, they've got one more. So 11 seconds. Let's keep it right here because I'm starting to shake a little bit. This is pretty darn fun right here. 44-42, and we said it at the top of our broadcast. We don't expect anything less.
no, and if you're a Bedlam fan, you've been used to this all weekend because both of those programs had 2 phenomenal games. I enjoyed it a little bit more just because being an OSU fan, but being a fan of basketball, those were 2 phenomenal games. And I'd like to see Manick come back and get healthy. He had his coming out party after being out for almost 2 weeks. So, if you're an OU fan, you like to see Manick being healthy, and, Reeves will bounce back. He's a phenomenal player, but personally, I enjoyed both of those games. But
Well,
as a basketball fan, those were 2 phenomenal games.
And it was funny, ESPN really finally picked up and talked a whole lot about why Cade Cunningham is going to be the number 1 pick overall, just because of what he showed in both of those games.
We've talked about it off air. Their OSU is 14-1 when he takes 13 shots or less. That's a phenomenal stat for a guy that's number 1 in the nation projected pick.
And a big bucket there. Nelson drains it, and we're up by 3. And Coach Redmond's going to have his ladies step back. Nelson needs to drain this one here. It's away, and she does it. Up by 4 is Union.
Yeah,
Coach Redmond saying, don't foul, don't foul.
Yep, don't foul. Let them shoot whatever shot they want to shoot. Just do not foul.
There's a 3, and it's good. It's good with 4.4. What a bucket. Wernley with a big bucket with 4.4 to play. Coach Redmond not happy about that, but you definitely didn't want to foul in that case.
No, he was more or less wanting them to foul coming up the court. If you're going to foul, that's going to be the time to do it. You only have 3 fouls, so it's you're getting them at a dead stop and not letting them have that momentum. But they broke the press, had an open look, and she did exactly what she wanted to do and caught it in rhythm and drained it.
Wernley's got 12, and probably the biggest 3 points that she had was right there, as she got a nice look and just nothing but net for her. So for Bixby, Baldwin, Bradley, and Wernley have a combined 36 of the 45 points. And I want to mention this too for Coach Thomas. She hasn't used any of her bench. She stayed with those 5 the entire time.
Yeah, Wernley's gonna, you're gonna look back and she's gonna be the story of the second half. I want to say she only had like 2 points in the first half, and she's had some big buckets here in the second half. So she's feeling good, and if you get an opportunity to get the ball back in her hands, she has the green light. Shoot it.
4 seconds to play. Pitts, Nelson, Malum, Sean Hendricks for Coach Redmond, and the original starting 5 for Coach Thomas. And Baldwin, Bradley, Wernley, Mays. Here we go. Pitts to Nelson, and there's the foul with 3.2 to go. And the Old Dominion product will have to go back to the line again and prove why she's going to play at Old Dominion.
Yeah, it was a good foul because, Baldwin's playing with 4, so she's playing with a little bit of resilience right here because you don't want her to get out, especially if you have an opportunity to go into overtime. So you got to be careful there with her.
1, 2, 3 on the dribble. Nelson's away. Can't get it to go. Rebound there. They'll push it up the floor, and there's a foul, but that's okay. It's a gimme. It's a gimme. It's a gimme. It's a gimme. Ball out of bounds there. It's a gimme with 0.2 of a second to play. Malum probably did the right thing.
Yeah, she did in my opinion, but I think it was one of those situations to where
ball's away, and that's it. Union wins it. 46-45. And a great job by the ladies, as they're your area champions, and they will play for a state championship starting next weekend. And they're back to where they were last year when COVID struck. Kaylin Nelson gets the trophy, and the girls are ecstatic about what just happened. But Bixby, not to be outdone, they get to play Saturday here against the winner of the Muskogee Stillwater game that's coming up here in just a few minutes.
Yeah,
but wow, what a season, Casey.
Those Bixby girls, they're fun to watch. It's a tough loss for them. They wanted a foul there, a shooting opportunity, but they're not going to go down easy. So they're going to be fun to watch moving forward. But good win here by Union. Wasn't their typical dominating fashion, but like we said earlier, something had to give.
And it did. So that's it for this game. Let's recap it real quick. Union beats Bixby by 1. They will go on to play for a state championship. Bixby will move on to play here Saturday. Even though with the loss it's a double elimination, they're going to play the winner of Muskogee and Stillwater. That game's coming up next here at Union. The tip-off Saturday will be 1:30 right here at the UMAC between Bixby and the winner of Muskogee and Stillwater. So how exciting is that, Casey? But for us, that's it for a season of girls basketball on the Union Sports Network. And Casey, how about some final thoughts on your first season as a color analysis for basketball?
I had a lot of fun. I'm just a sports fan, so anytime I get an opportunity to watch it and be around it, you're not going to hear me complain. So it was a fun season, and hopefully I'll be able to do it again.
Big thanks to Becky Blythe, Kathy Nichols, Assistant Athletic Director Steve Dunlap, and of course the greatest athletic director on the planet, and Emily Barkley. Our producer director, Andy Irwin, the best in the business, for ensuring that this season would happen for Casey and myself. Andy, we can't say thanks enough. For our camera crew, Tom and Vincent, and of course the one, the only, Casey Jordan, I'm Jim Douthit. Hey, follow Union Athletics on Twitter at Union_Athletics for upcoming broadcasts of many other Union Spring sports. What a year! Union's going to the state championship. Thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.